asking me how it works. I don't know.
Any mystery on me? No? So get everything that's yours.
So anyway, a Freilich and Purim.
Everyone. All the way.
We're going to ball.
Actually,
Thank you.
Rabbi Katz, let's call it Tachlis. Rabbi Katz basically has two things going for him. He's got the history thing, right? He davens very fast. So what we're going to do, very fast. I don't know this whole davening thing. So I thought we'd explore actually the interplay of his davening and history. So this is a little. So here we go. No, there's no need into this. This is by the way, it says Yayin is Rashi Tevos Nidche Yisrael Yechanis. Gula.
No, it's not.
It's the same Osios. Same Osios. Rofe Lishvuri Lev, the same pasuk. So you say Hallel, it's the school of Patros. That's those words.
Very good.
That's the Shrucker Rebbe said that. All right, here we go. These are my codes. By the way, you never go on after children, animals, or Rabbi Katz. You find that he's done 80% of your stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But this is a little bit of a chop on it, so you'll see.
Okay.
All right, here we go. They told me that he davened fast. They said this guy could rock. So I set up a speed gun on a Grama Shabbos clock. I asked if he had what it takes. Then I started feeling bad. Pirko Noes Kuno Magudal Kol Anoim Mauravim Abrios. Well, 1 out of 4 ain't bad. He started out at brachos at a brisk, determined walk, hoping that his quickened pace would leave no room to talk. A gross miscalculation, because he really hadn't reckoned that most people couldn't keep up at 1,000 words a second.
Oh, yeah.
He ran away at bracha 9 like a kid with a new toy. He was doing about 250 at Shiloh Asani Goy. When he hit the first Shema Yisrael, he really began to sprint. I tried to use my yellow flag. He didn't take the hint. Prayer everywhere. Shabbos, Rosh Hashanah. Prayer everywhere. A little light on the kavana. He sacrificed Ketores, and boy was I incensed.
Excellent. That's good. Yeah.
I tried to corral him by korbanos, but he refused to remain infenced. I felt the shul start moving. I experienced a scare. I used my Shabbos gartel to lash me to my chair. At Rebbe Yishmael Omer, he broke the speed of sound. My eyesight started getting dim. My tallis hit the ground. The lights began to flicker. The shul began to spin.
This is excellent.
He hit warp speed by Yehi Ratzon. The air became too thin. The universe imploded. Time turned itself around. My gray beard started turning black. I shed 100 pounds. He ran through Kaddish so damn fast, the dead came back to life. A thick dark haze enmeshed the globe. You could cut it with a knife. I found myself in Palestine. Met Ben Gurion for a beer. I said, what about that handful of Haredim? He said, they'll disappear within a year. The rabbi started Hodu. Thank God he took a breath. But then he got a second wind, and I was scared to death. I looked around and saw a Jew with a Langer Borden Payas. It was Rav Yonason Eibeshitz. He was writing some Kameas. The kashrus was in question. No hechsher from the Badats. The Ivets looked them over and said, now I'm calling the shots. That's actually funnier than you give it credit for. Rabbi Yonason soon realized he was really in a mess, going up against the Rav with a vendetta and a printing press. I kept retreating back in time, sped through the Middle Ages. I saw the Morah Nebuchim burn at the urging of the provincial sages. If the Rambam was alive today, would he be frum or fry? For a man who loved philosophy, he was quite a machmir guy. Throughout the Aristotelian thing, the Socrates and the Buddha never lose sight of the fact that he paskined like Rebbe Yehuda.
Very good.
I told my buddy, don't you mess with my dad's Shivcha Charufa. He said, the mitzvahs that you do are Tzrichos Lagufa.
A little bit of risque.
Oh, it gets worse. He said, how come you never hang out with all those crazy women? I said, hey dude, because I hold like the holy Rabbi Shimon. I figured I'd resolve the fight. Couldn't be as hard as it seems. Then the rabbi started racing through the L'chai Olamims.
Melba just told me she's adopted.
I found myself in Shushan, a city of intrigue. With all the plot twists and surprises, I was way out of my league. I looked in Mordechai's inbox and saw this crazy email. Apparently the king was looking for a young and nubile female. Mordechai said, now listen.
This is going in the next...
Here, listen. Hey, Shagatzarian. Hey, Shagatzarian, listen up.
It's all on the
Mordechai
internet.
says,
It's all on the internet.
if it's onus, everything is hutra. So pack a little copy of your Kama Sutra Zutra. She says,
The Baba Kama?
the Baba Kama Sutra Zutra. She says, I'm a Beis Yaakov girl. I won't sleep with that golem. And if he makes his moves on me, I'll act like Karka Olim.
Wow.
So how do I keep kosher? Uncle Morty, will you paskin? I only hold by Yashan, and I do not eat Rabaskin. He said, dear Esther, just have the salad and a pita. As for the wine, I think it's fine, because it's Satmar Schita.
I like that one.
Her passive ways and fearful gaze inflamed the monarch's ardor. He chased around the harem, but that only made it harder. She called her uncle and said that this is just a bad dream. He said, sometimes you gotta take a bullet for the team. I simply won't go through it. She said, so help me God. Said Mordechai, then just pretend it's Tiltul Benatzah. It gets worse.
This ain't going in the way I want to win.
She said this whole fakakta scheme could blow up in my face. But the king's love got stronger. Baruch Hashem vayila face.
Unbelievable.
Subtlety is the name of the game there. He screamed at Haman, a tu brute. How dare you lift a finger against my queen? Now I'll show you how really to be a swinger. Hey dude, this ain't Scheherazade or those Arabian Nights. I'm going to help you conquer your abiding fear of heights. So Esther got her way at last. Killed the grandson of Agag. She took a selfie with his corpse and posted it on her blog. That's actually funny. The locals, they converted, for they feared the Jewish wrath. So Mordechai took all of them to take that sacred bath. They all thought they were Jewish when they finished with their dip.
The Rabbanut didn't hold of them.
No, they all thought that they were Jewish when they finished with their dip. He told them, you're almost there. I'm going to need a tip. I traveled through Talmudic times. Ended up in Petach Tikva, where Rabbi Yochanan and Rabbi Gidal used to sit outside the mikveh. He said to all the girls, check out my beauty and my glory.
Yeah.
Their kids came out speckled and spotted, but that's another story. Wow. It's my wife's favorite Gemara. It gets her so disturbed. A poor man's wife died giving birth. It couldn't get much worse. He didn't have 2 zuz to rent, a fertile young wet nurse. He said, I need a miracle, a chest of gold and rubies. When he woke up, he saw he'd grown a working set of boobies. I saw Alicia walking home. They laughed because he was bald. A bunch of bears attacked those kids. They all got badly mauled. But he took a young...
Don't worry, little doobie blue yard. Okay,
But he took a young Shunammite boy and brought him back to life. Because he had this cool penthouse apartment built by the Shunammite's wife. I began to trip through time again. I began to trip through time again as he hit Baruch She'amar, when I saw Shimshon HaGibor, the original Jewish rock star. He was 7 foot tall with attitude, and he sported waist-length dreads. I heard him rapping to his crew, and this is what he said. I'm the Regis of the riddle, the potentate of the pun. And since I love a good bon mot, I think I'll have some fun. So listen closely to my rhyme. Check out my perfect meter. From the eater comes eats, from the strong comes sweet, and what's eaten from the eater.
Good, sir. Number 3. Very good.
When I have you thoroughly stumped, I'll laugh until it hurts. I'll go home with some custom shirts, and some custom suits, and a dozen custom shirts.
Excellent.
What is stronger than a lion? What is sweeter than honey? Now it's going to be you who's crying, and we think that's kind of funny. Well, had you not plowed with my calf, I would have had the last laugh.
Very good.
Confounded he sat, rocking on the porch, till he figured out how to outfox them, and how to pass the torch.
Why are you someone to bring the hat wearing Tanakh?
Happily, the rabbi hit Ashrei at light speed. I found myself in Egypt on the shores of the Sea of Reeds. Pharaoh's daughter saw a baby, grabbed him with her amma, named him little Moses. She said, Moses, who's your mama? He grew up married to Cushis, only heightening the drama, and they had an animal who they called Barack Obama. The rabbi swam through Oz Yashir. I felt trapped beneath the mud. I saw Noach in his ark escaping from the flood. He asked me if I need anything.
This is brilliant.
I told him I was fine. He said, I'm feeling kind of dry. How about a glass of wine? The rabbi breathed by Nishmas. I couldn't take any more. My legs and arms were rubberized. They scraped me off the floor. He started Hakel B'tzal Tumos, and when he said Hagibor, I heard a deep, well-modulated voice which thundered, Vayehi Or. For those of you who share my gripes, try not to feel so down, because for the next few precious weeks, Bernie Lee said he's back down.
Excellent, excellent.